Hey, everybody. Um, Welcome to a grand reflection 10 days or so after election results. And just sitting with a lack of understanding where to go next in a lot of ways. I'm seeing a lot of sadness and despair within my community, a lot of uncertainty of what even any of this means, what's going to get passed, what's not going to get passed, what's going to affect us and what's not here in Oregon, and how do we move forward in a wise way, in a way that creates safety for us tomorrow, that more specifically creates safety for us on January 6th. And there's not easy answers to that. There's some practical things that are coming to the surface. If you are trans, let me know. I have resources that we can kind of share and understand. But for the most part, it's been a week and a half of grappling with the grief of it, of acclimatizing to the new reality. Um, it feels very familiar to quarantine in 2020, where we had a similar thing of reality as we knew it turned out to be very different than what we expected. And so that's a thing to adjust to. And um, what I have been really trying to sit with is that as much as I want to immediately go and try to make all the change that I can and just fight for the cause, um, I will lose myself. I will either burn out or I will become hateful. If I do not sit with my body, sit with this grief, sit with these emotions, these fears, and work through them first. And so I guess I don't know that I have much more right now except to say, uh, I feel the pressure too. Time is short, but don't forget to sit with it. It feels counterproductive, but I promise it's not. I promise it's not counterproductive. Um, it's essential. And if we are going to be effective tools for whatever resistance comes, if we are going to be those characters that people look back at in history that really made a difference, we're going to have to transform the ways we do resistance itself because um, the ways that this has ramped up, we're facing challenges like no other movements have in history. Um, the ways that misinformation is out there, the ways that um, uh, technologies are being utilized to cause division, um, the ways that technologies are being utilized to um, disenfranchise people or uh, um, delegitimize them. Uh, these are real big challenges that are going to take a different set of tactics. And I think really the only way that we can ensure a good, lasting change that contributes to a future where everybody belongs is to go that route of radical love because it's going to be about more than having the right information. That is going to be important for sure. But I think we're not even going to be able to see and understand that it's the right information unless we're grounded in love, unless we're grounded in nonviolence and peace and bridging gaps and seeing nobody as a stranger, but everybody as a loved one that we haven't met yet, which sounds fluffy and sounds naive and sounds like it would just destroy us. I know, but um, it won't. It's the only thing that's going to keep us going. And so I think how that starts is we have to make sure that we love ourselves. We cannot think of ourselves as um, these tools, which I did say earlier, so I'll call myself out on that. It's like we can't just see ourselves as tools to be used up and discarded for this cause. We have to see ourselves as essentially lovely, beautiful human beings that deserve care and peace and rest. And we have to give that to ourselves. As much as everything in us says, no, that's not the time, like we can't do that now, um, we've got to start with that. So I urge you, like, don't check out from the world for sure. Like, keep yourself plugged in, make sure you're getting the information you need, all that sort of stuff, but also allow yourself to have rest. Allow yourself to unplug from the phone for a bit, especially these first couple weeks. Grapple with the new reality. Um, you know, sleep extra. Um, break your diet. Whatever it takes to feel safe in your body, and remember that this whole thing is about building community and love. So there is real safety um, that is available and that is coming. And that's what I think I want to leave with is one of the things that's been so encouraging is how many people who were just allies in voice, like, oh yeah, I support you, have actually come through the woodworks to say, what can I do? How can I help? And in a weird way, there's a lot of us that have been in the fight the whole time, that have felt kind of weird about how regular all this seems and how much other people aren't resisting. And now other people seem to feel that too. Like, wait, this isn't okay. I don't know what to do with this. I want to resist this however I can. And so, um, as much as it sucks that that's how the election went, it's the same fight we always had. And now there's more people in that fight with us. And they're people that are doing it out of love and care. People that don't want us to be hurt, don't want us to be um, compromised in any way from a life of thriving and a life of our needs being met on every level. So um, the cool thing about that is that means that we are resilient already, much more resilient than the hate that has been brought upon us, than the hate that was voted for. So it seems like hate won, and in one way, it kind of did. It does highlight what we're up against here, but love is always going to be more resilient than the hate. That's just how it goes. When you make more connections with people, when you're opened up to creativity, freedom of expression, things get less rigid. You get new ideas flowing between people because they're talking with each other. They're free to be themselves. New things emerge, and we will have new things emerge as long as we continue to hone in this practice of radical love and nonviolence. So that's what will happen going forward. But again, for now, just rest and trust that just forming the connections and grieving with one another is enough right now. Choosing to not go it alone is enough right now. We don't have to quite have the game plan figured out. That'll happen in the coming weeks. But for now, just remember that like love is enough. As cheesy as it sounds, it's super resilient. Talk to people who are around you. Really hone in on those relationships where you feel free and alive, and trust that good things will come of that. That good things will come from those connections. That we will find ways to resist through that love. And I'll be doing the same. I'll probably have more resources coming out through after this, but for right now, that's all I have to say. Forge connections. That's how all this is going to start. I know everything in you wants to just double down and get into survival mode, but we deserve more than that. We do. All of us do. We deserve thriving. And so our resistance has to start with thriving. Our resistance has to start with each other and taking care of each other. So I think that's it. I will send an update later. we'll continue the discussion later, but that's probably good for now. Okay, thanks for listening. And again, as always, contact me if you're uncertain about anything, or if you need resources, or if you need somebody to talk to, um, or if you're curious about what I'm doing with this whole thing. Feel free to ask questions about that too. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. I'm honestly feeling a little overwhelmed, so I'm probably gonna go cry a bit. Don't worry, I'm pretty supported. There's a lot of people I can cry with, but yeah, take care of yourself. Rest is resistance. Self care is resistance. Part of these structures and systems that we are trying to dismantle and remake better are inadequate because they don't allow for those things. We deserve more than just survival. And so part of resisting is choosing to thrive in spite of the systems. Okay. I love you all. I will talk to you later.